वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्येव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः. Harita Mataji, are you doing the greetings?
Yes. Yes, Mataji. Yes.
Please go ahead. Yeah, you can go ahead.
Okay, Mataji. Yeah, sure. Hare Krishna. वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः. अनंत कोटि वैष्णव वृंद की जय. नामाचार्य श्रील हरिदास ठाकुर की जय. प्रेम से कहो श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद, श्री अद्वैत गदाधार श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद की जय. श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय. श्री गुरु महाराज की जय. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to the assembled devotees. This is Harita welcoming all of you to mid-morning Japa session of Bhakti Sangha. Thank you all for attending this session, and let us move to our next session. Before that, I would request the devotees on the call to please introduce themselves. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Mataji, please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada, Sri Guru and Sri Gauranga and all the assembled devotees. This is Yashamati Priya Devi Dasi from Chicago.
Hare Krishna Yashamati Mataji, please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada, all glories to Guru Maharaj Mataji. Please thank you for joining the call, Mataji, and welcome to the call. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Mataji, Dandvat Pranam and glory to Srila Prabhupada. This is Neetu from Baltimore.
Hare Krishna Neetu Mataji, please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada, all glories to Guru Maharaj. Thank you Mataji for joining every day and welcome to the call, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Anita Mataji, Dandvat Pranam to you and all Vaishnava. Srila Prabhupada, Srila Gurudev ki jai. Vrinda from Atlanta.
Hare Krishna Vrinda Gopika Mataji, please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada, all glories to Guru Maharaj. Thank you for joining the call, Mataji. Welcome to the call. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Harita
Hare Krishna.
Mataji. Humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. This is Sanita Ramya from Sharjah. Thank you so much, Mataji, for your warm welcoming. Thank you for all your wonderful services, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Anita Mataji, please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada, all glories to Guru Maharaj. Thank you for joining the call, Mataji, and welcome to the call. And all glories to Srila Prabhupada, Mataji. Thank you. And all glories to your services, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Harita Mataji, please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. This is Uma from Portland, Oregon.
Hare Krishna Uma Mataji, please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada, all glories to Guru Maharaj. Thank you, Mataji, for joining the call and welcome to the call, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Harita Mataji, Dandat pranams to you, Dandat pranams to all devotees here. Jai Srila Prabhupada, Sumi from California.
Hare Krishna Sumi Mataji, please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Thank you, Mataji, for joining the call every day and welcome to the call, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Harita Mataji, please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. This is Vinita Gandharvika Devdasi from College Station, Texas.
Hare Krishna Vinita Gandharvika Mataji, please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Thank you, Mataji, for joining the call and welcome to the call, Mataji, and all glories to wonderful services, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Mataji, Dandat pranams, glories to Srila Prabhupada, Guru Maharajas and all the assembled Vaishnavas. This is Kirtida Sundari.
Hare Krishna Kirtida Sundari Mataji, please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Thank you, Mataji. Thank you for joining the call, and today you are enlightening us on this topic of Nectar of Devotion, Chapter 9, continuation. Thank you, Mataji. Welcome to the call. So, dear devotees, Mataji, will you be starting the recording?
Yes, Mataji. Hare Krishna. Thank you, Mataji.
Hare Krishna, dear devotees. I once again welcome all of you to Bhakti Sangha Japa group for a mid-morning session. So today our topic is Nectar of Devotion, Chapter 9, continuation. And our speaker today is Her Grace Kirtida Sundari Mataji. Hare Krishna Mataji, thank you for your valuable time and association. And thank you for enlightening us today morning on this topic. Before handing over the call, I would like to read Srila Prabhupada's quote, Mataji. Just pulling it out. Yeah, so it is April 24th. If there is little pain in the finger, I become so much disturbed because I have got intimate connection with this finger. Similarly, we have got intimate connection with Krishna and we are fallen. Therefore, Krishna also feels little pain and therefore he comes down. Krishna is feeling pain. So you become Krishna conscious. Then Krishna will feel pleasure. Vrindavan, April 24th, 1975. Jai Srila Prabhupada. Hari Hari. Thank you, Mataji. Thank you, Kirtida Sundari Mataji. Please take over the call, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Mataji. Thank you so much, Harita Mataji, for your very, very warm welcome. Thank you, dear devotees, for your wonderful association. Really grateful to each and every one of you. So we will get started with Mangalacharan prayers. Om Jnanatimirandhasya Jnananjana Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha. Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yuta Padakamalam Shri Gurum Vaishnavamscha Shirupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunatham Vitam Tham Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padam Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakham Vitamscha He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Deenabandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namastute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Shri Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanusute Devi Pranamami Haripriye Vanchakalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhaiva cha Patitanam Bhavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Shrimate Bhakti Vedanta Swaminiti Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivas Adi Gaur Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Guruve Gaura Chandrai Radhikaye Tadale Krishna Krishna Bhaktaye Tad Bhaktaye Namo Namaha Anand Leela Maya Vigrahaya Hema Badhivya Chavi Sundaraya Tasmai Mahaprema Rasa Pradaya Chaitanya Chandraya Namo Namaste Mukam Karoti Vachalum Bhangum Langayate Girim Yakripahatam Ham Vande Shri Guru Dinatarinam Paramananda Madhavam Shri Krishna Chaitanya Ishwaram. Hare Krishna, dear devotees. Thank you once again. Quickly share the screen and we will continue with our Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu. We are still in the 9th chapter. We are going very into great detail, though it was just supposed to be the summarization sessions. Okay. So what we will do is, we have already covered, and last time we talked about japa, that how the japa should be sulaghato uchcharo, japa iti abhidiyate. And we have discussed in great detail how the japa should be. Now continuing, Srila Rupa Goswami is giving the evidences from different scriptures about all the 64 limbs of devotional service. So this is what he is telling us about the next, that is the 35th one. And that 35th one that he is quoting is Atha Vignapatihi. Yet, and yet Vignapatihi, when we did the previous to previous chapter, when Srila Rupa Goswami was just giving the gist, or he was just naming those 64 limbs, then he says that Vignaptihi is also one of the limbs. And that Vignati means offering our personal heartfelt prayers to the Supreme Lord as per our own capabilities, whatever we can compose. So Srila Rupa Goswami is also expecting that everybody should write their own prayers and they should offer their heartfelt prayers to Lord Shri Krishna. This is also one of the very important limb of devotional service. And he is quoting from Skanda Purana, Adyatha Skande. Harimuddashya yat kinchet kritam vignapanam gira mokshadvara galan mokshasthaneva vihitastava. So what he is saying, Harimuddashya tat kinchet. Anybody who offered their heartfelt prayers to the Supreme Lord Hari, then what is ensured? Kritam Vignapam Gira, our heartfelt, our own composition. If somebody composes and offer those prayers to the Supreme Lord Hari, then what happens? Moksha Dwara Galan. Dwara, we know the doors. And Argalan refers to the bolts. So nowadays, you can say simply the locks, but in previous days, there will be big iron doors, and on doors, there will be a big bolts. So he's saying those bolts will automatically be opened. It will be opened, means the door of your liberation, moksha dwara, the bolts that are there on the door of liberation, that itself will be opened. Mokshasthanaiva vihitastas means it will immediately get liberated. So the doors of our moksha will be liberated. So it is very important that one should offer their heartfelt prayers to Lord Hari. Now, after quoting this, he is saying that there are 3 types of Vignapatihi. What is that? Samprarthnatmika, Dainika Bodhika, and Lalasamai. So 3, Samprarthnatmika means your prarthana, but in a complete sense. Next is Dainya Bodhika, in utter humility if somebody is offering their prayers. And third is Lalasamai. Iti adir vividha dhire Krishna Vignapati irita. That one should, that sober-minded person, that dhira, is the one who offered these prayers to Lord Shri Krishna. So in the Skand Puran, there is a statement about submission unto the lotus feet of the Lord. And it is said that there are those who are sober devotees, dhira devotees, dhira. Then they can offer their submission, their prayers, their heartfelt prayers to Krishna in 3 ways. Samprarthmatika, very feelingly offering prayers. Very feelingly offering prayers means that when we offer those prayers which are full of prarthana, those prayers means that we want to attain some spiritual goals. But we have not yet attained to the level of Bhava Bhakti. We are still below the stage of Bhava Bhakti, and we are offering our heartfelt prayers to Krishna. That is Samprarthnatmika, means when we offer our prayers that, oh Krishna, somehow or other, Please bless me so that I can fix my mind onto your lotus feet. That means I have yet not achieved or attained the stage of Bhava Bhakti. But before that stage, if somebody is offering their prayer so that their mind can be controlled and can be fixed on Krishna, such prayers are known as Samprarthnatmika prayers. Okay. Example we will see. First, we'll understand what these three terms are. Okay. So, Samprarthnatmika, very feelingly offering our prayers. Second is Dainya Vodhika. Dainya Vodhika, it's actually Bodhika, means humbly submitting ourselves. When we submit to ourselves that, oh Krishna, I'm nothing. I'm just a blade of grass. I'm nothing. But when we become in utter humility, when somebody prays to Krishna, those prayers are known as Dainya Vodhika. Third is Lalasamai. Lalasamai is desiring some perfectional stage. Now, this also refers to when we pray to the Supreme Lord in hankering to attain our spiritual goal. But such Lalasamai prayers are by those who have already attained Bhava Bhakti. Okay, this is all Srila Jiva Goswami in his Durgama Sangini, in his commentary, he is writing all this. Okay, so I've taken it from there, from the commentary of Srila Jiva Goswami, that Lalasamai prayers are those desiring some perfectional stage. That perfection, they are offered by those devotees who have a Bhava Bhakti, who are at least on the level of Bhava Bhakti. This desiring some perfectional stage in spiritual life is not sense gratification. When one realizes something of his constitutional position with the Supreme Personality of Godhead, he understands his original position and wants to be reinstated in that position, either as a friend, as a servant, as a parent, or conjugal lover of Krishna. Okay, they have this Bhava Bhakti in them. That is called Lalasamai, or very eagerly desiring to go to one's natural position. This Lalasamai stage of submission comes in the stage of perfect liberation, which is technically called Swarup Siddhi. So say here, Prabhupada is also writing, Lalasamai prayers are offered those by whom they have attained their Swarup Siddhi. When the living entity understands by perfect spiritual advancement and revelation his original relationship with the Lord. So these are the three. Now, Samprarthnatmika means when we are praying to the Supreme Lord, that somehow please fix my mind onto the Supreme Lord. Here, Srila Narottam Das Thakur, he writes, Radha Krishna Nivedana E Jana More. This kinds of prayers is actually when we are praying, or Manasa Shiksha by Srila Raghunath Das Goswami. These are all the prayers that they are referring to when we pray that please somehow or other our mind should be fixed onto Krishna's lotus feet. Now, next is Dainya Bodhika. Dainya Bodhika, we saw that how humbling oneself. Like we can say, there's a very, very beautiful prayer by Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur, right? Amar Jivana Sada Pape Rata Nahira Punya Relation. So, such prayers, when he's praying that, oh, Mara Jivana Sada Pape Rata, my life is full of sins. Nahi Punya Relation. I don't have even a lesh amount, even a little bit amount of punya in my account. Now, see who is saying this. So, this is just showing one's humility, that we are so humble. Another is like Hari Hari Bipale Janama Govayo, Manusha Janma Payo, Radha Krishna Nai Bhajo. So Janiya Shuniya Vishkhayo. So personality like Bhaktivinoda Thakur, Srila Narottam Das Thakur, they're writing such prayers. And they are saying that, oh, I have wasted my life. I have got this human form of life and I have not worshipped Radha and Krishna. And unnecessary, it's just like committing spiritual suicide. I have eaten poison. Now, if personalities like these, if they are praying like this, then what to talk about us? We are simply making a show of worshipping Radha and Krishna. So that is Danya Bodhika. Lalasamai is reinstating oneself in the position where we can serve Radha and Krishna. Like we have Radha Krishna Prana Mora Jugal Kishore. In that, Narottam Das Thakur is literally praying that somehow, O Shama Gauri, Ange Dibo, O Lalita Devi, O Vishakha Devi, without you, I cannot even serve Radha and Krishna. So please allow me, give me some service. Give me the service that I can serve them. I can apply chandan to them. I can fan them. Such kind, reinstating our position in that spiritual bhav, in that spiritual ecstasy. Now Srila Rupa Goswami is telling how is Sampratmatmika Yatha Padme. He is quoting from Padma Puran. This verse is very, very beautiful verse. He is saying, what is Sampratmatmika? That let my mind be fixed onto your lotus feet. So how he is praying? In the Padma Puran, this is a quotation. Yuvitanam yatha yuni yunam cha yuvatau yatha manobhiramate tadvan manobhiramatam tvai. Just like a yuvitam, a young girl, is somehow attracted to a young boy. And just like a boy is attracted to a young girl, there is a natural affection. So he's saying, I am also praying at your lotus feet that may my mind be also abhiramate, may always be raman karna, means always be attracted in the same spontaneous way, just like the boy is attracted to a girl and a girl is attracted to a boy. So, my Lord, I know that young girls have natural affection for young boys, and that young boys have natural affection for young girls. I am praying at your lotus feet that may my mind become attracted unto you in the same spontaneous way. Now, the mind of a girl and a boy attracted to each other may not be on the level of praying. Maybe just, it may be a level of simply a first sight, or you can say some kind of attraction they have, but maybe on the level of lust, but not be on the level of pure prem. But still, they are saying that just like their mind is always carried away by the thought that, oh, I want to spend time with my beloved, with my lover, how their mind is constantly thinking of the boy and the boy is constantly thinking of the girl. Though it may not be on the level of prem, but still the devotee is praying that I want that kind of attraction, that spontaneous attraction, no matter how many hurdles come, but still let my mind flow onto your lotus feet. The example is very appropriate. When the young boy or girl sees a member of the opposite sex, there is a natural attraction without the need of any introduction. Without any training, there is a natural attraction due to sex impulse. This is material example, but the devotee is praying that he may develop the similar spontaneous attachment for the Supreme Lord, free from any desire for profit or without any other cause. This natural attraction for the Lord is the perfectional stage of self-realization. Then he's quoting Dainya Bodhika. What is Dainya Bodhika? Tatha Tatraiva. Tatraiva refers to the same Puran that he is referring to the previous one. That is Padme from the Padma Puran. What he is saying? Mattulyo nasti papatma na pradhina kascha kaschana parihare pilajjame kimbruve purushottama. So he is praying, Mattulyo nasti papatma. That, oh Krishna, if you try to find out, if you try to search, you will not find Mattulyo nasti papatma. Meri tulna se means if you compare anybody to me, you will not find any greater sinner, papatma, neither a greater aparadhi than me. Means I am more sinner than anybody else in this whole world. Parihare pi lajja me kim bhruvi purushottama. And I'm so sinful that when I come to make this confession that what I have done in my whole life, parihare pi lajja mein, I just get drowned myself in that shame. I get so much ashamed that when I approach you and confess what I have done in my whole life, because if you try to search, you will not find anyone greater sinner or greater aparadhi, offenser, than me. Nobody else is greater than me in regards to committing sinful activities and committing offenses. My dear Lord, there is no sinful living entity who is more of a sinner than myself, nor is there any greater offender than myself. I am a greatly sinful and offensive that when I come to confess my sinful activities before you, parihare pi lajja mein, I am so ashamed. This is a natural position for a devotee. Just like Bhaktivinoda Thakur says, Amar jivana sada pape rata, nahi re punya relation. He doesn't have any punya in his account? He is Kamal Manjari, right? But still he is praying that, oh, I am more sinful. I don't have any punya in my account. As far as the conditioned soul is concerned, there is no wonder that he has some sinful activities in the past life. And this should be admitted and confessed before the Lord. As soon as it is done, the Lord excuses the sincere devotee. But that does not mean that one should take advantage of the Lord's causeless mercy and expect to be excused over and over again while he commits the same sinful activities. Just like going to a confession room in a church one Sunday, confessing, and then whole week repeating the same thing. Then, of course, it becomes a nam aparadh to commit sinful activities on the strength of chanting the holy name. That is what is condemned. But once if we have committed and we sincerely approach to the Supreme Lord that, oh Lord, this mistake I have done, this has been done by me, I have done this sinful activity, I confess before you. Then Krishna will see the sincerity in our heart and may excuse. But on the strength of being excused over and over again, if we keep committing those sinful activities, then of course that becomes a namaprad. Such a mentality is only for the shameless person. When I come to confess my sinful activities, I become so ashamed. So if a person is not ashamed of his sinful activities, now this is another. If we are not ashamed of his sinful activities and continue to commit the same sinful activities with the knowledge that the Lord is so merciful, he will excuse me, that is the most nonsensical proposition. Such an idea is not accepted in any part of the Vedic literature. It is a fact that by chanting the holy name of the Lord, one becomes washed clean of all sinful activities. But that does not mean that one should keep on doing their sinful activities and keep expecting to be washed again. Okay, someone may think for a whole week I may commit sinful activities, and one day I will go to a temple or church and confess my sinful activities so that I can be washed off again, begin my sinning. And again, we start all over again. Just like a elephant bath. Goes, take bath and comes out and puts mud on it. So that is wrong. This is most sensical and offensive, and it is not acceptable by Srila Rupa Goswami, because what happens then, this aparadh, it is a sin. We have committed a sin, we go and confess. But if we keep doing it and we think that, oh, Lord is very merciful and he keep excusing me, then that sin becomes aparadh. It becomes nam aparadh. Right? And then, of course, there is no mitigation. Third is lalasamai. Lalasamai, we have already talked, the great eagerness, hankering to reinstate ourselves in the spiritual world, in our spiritual level consciousness. Yatha Shri Narada Pancharatre. Now he's quoting from Narada Pancharatra. Kada gambhiraya vacha shriya yukto jagatpate chamara vyagara hastam mamevam kuruiti vakshasi. Now in this Lalasamai, the devotee is praying, oh Lord, you are the Lord of the universe. You are Jagat Pate. You are Jagatpate and you are always with whom? Shriya Yukta. Means you are always there in the association of Lakshmi Devi. Kada Gambhiraya, when that day will come, when I myself will stand and will offer chamara, will offer some fan holding near you, eagerly to serve you, hastamma, with my own hands, evam kuru iti vakshasi, and you will order me that don't fan this way, fan in this way. Right? So this is, he is expecting the Lord that I want those instructions in deep voice from you, that you please tell me how I should fan you. My dear Lord, when that day will come, when you will ask me to fan your body, and according to your pleasure, you will say, you just fan me in this way. Now, this is the devotee is in what bhav? He is in dasya bhav. That in dasya bhav, he is praying that I want to fan you, my Lord. And when that day will come, when you will instruct me to fan in this manner. Kabe habe bolo se de namar. That's the mood. The idea in this verse is that the devotee is desiring to personally fan the body of the Lord. That means that he is desiring to become a personal associate of the Supreme Lord. Of course, any devotee in any capacity, either as servant, as a friend, as a lover, always has direct association with the Lord. But according to his individual taste, a person desires for just one of these relationships. Here, the devotee is desiring to become a servant of the God and desires to fan the Lord, as does his internal energy, Lakshmi Devi, the goddess of fortune, who is always massaging the Lord's lotus feet. He also wishes that the Supreme Lord be pleased to give him instruction on how to fan. This submission with transcendental desire or lalasamay vignapati is the highest perfectional stage of spiritual realization. Now he's giving another example. Kadaham yamuna tire namami tava kirtayan udbhashpa pundari kaksha rachayshami thandavam. Again he's saying, oh my Lord, O Pundarikaksha, when that day will come, when on the banks of Yamuna I shall become just like a madman and continue to chant your holy name. Yamuna tire namani tava kirtayan, while incessant tears flow from my eyes. This is another perfectional state. Lord Chaitanya also prays that a moment will appear to me as 12 years of time. Yugayitam nimishina chakshusha parvashayitam. Yugayitam jagat sarvam govinda virhaname. So one should feelingly pray and become eager to render this particular type of service. Now there Rupa Goswami says that yes, one should cry for the Lord. One should learn this small technique. He should be very eager and actually cry to become engaged in that particular type of service. Whatever type of service we are attached to, we should cry for it. Only then the Lord will hear. Srila Gaur Govind Maharaj would always say that you have enrolled in the crying school, so learn how to cry. And if you cannot cry, then cry that you cannot cry when you chant or when you do any service. So those tears should flow for the hankering to serve the Supreme Lord. One develops this laulyam. This is called laulyam. And such tears are the price for the highest perfection. So see, one laulyam is the material greed. When we say atyahara prayashascha prajalponiyamagraha janasangascha laulyam cha shadbhir bhakti vinashyati. Those are the 6 things that destroys our bhakti. Or I would say not destroy, because bhakti can never be destroyed, but that delays the process of our bhakti. And in that, laulyam is there. But there, Srila Rupa Goswami refers to material greed. But here, when we are trying to get engaged in some particular type of service, that is the laulyam which is talking about the spiritual greed. Krishna bhakti rasa bhavitamati kriyatam yadi kutopi labhyate tatra laulyam api ekamulyam. Only one price we have to pay, and that is the greed, the laulyam, the spiritual greed. Janma koti sukritirna labhyate. So he's saying that you have to somehow develop this laulyam, this highest price, such tears. This is called laulyam, and such tears are the highest perfection. This is the price that we have to pay if we really want to advance in the spiritual life. The only price for such entrance is laulyam lalasamai, or desire of great eagerness. 36th, atastava patha. Right? Now this is stava part. Stava part means, first we were talking about Vijnapati, when we offer our heartfelt prayers. Now stava part refers to when we offer the selected verses to the Lord, which are already been written by our previous acharyas. Like Srila Rupa Goswami has written a lot of stavali, Bhaktivinoda Thakur have written stavavali. So if we offer those prayers by our previous acharyas to Krishna, that is also one of the limb of devotional service. Prokta Manishibhir Gita Stava Rajadhya Stavaha. So he's defining what is Stava, what is Stava part. Stava part is, according to the learned scholars, is that if the learned scholars says that the verses of Bhagavad Gita and Stavaraj are to be known as those Stavas, Stavaraj. Like we have our, what do you say, Radha Kripa Kataksh, right? Munindra Vandite. So if though that is the Stavaraj, all the king of all the Stavas. So when we offer those, then that is also a limb of devotional service. Yatha Skande, he's quoting from Skanda Puran. Shri Krishna Savaratnaugir Yesham Jivata Alankrita Namasya Muni Siddhanam Vandaniya Divaksharam. Any Yesham, any devotee whose jivha, whose tongue is ornamented, alankrita, is ornamented with what? Shri Krishna Stava Ratnaungir. When his tongue is decorated with the prayers which are offered to Lord Shri Krishna, then that person is Namasya Muni Siddhana, is given respect by the Munis and by the great sages. And that person becomes Mandaniya, becomes very, very worshipable by Divaksha, Divaukasham. Divaukasham means by the demigods. That person becomes very, very worshipable. So devotees whose tongues are decorated always with prayers to Lord Shri Krishna are always given respect, even by the great saintly persons and sages. Namasya Muni Siddhana. And such devotees are actually worshipped by the demigods. But those who are less intelligent, who want to worship different demigods for some material gain than worshipping Krishna, they are, of course, with a poor fund of knowledge. But here it is stated that devotees always engage in offering prayers. They are even worshipable by the demigods. So see, when we have this fear that, oh, if I don't worship the demigod will get angry on me. No, that won't happen. Because then if we worship Lord Shri Krishna and offer some prayers to him, even the demigods, they worship those such kind of devotees. The pure devotees have nothing to ask from the demigod. Rather, demigods are always anxious to offer something or the other to such pure devotees. Narsimhacha, now is quoting from Narsimha Puran. Strotraistavischa devagre yastauti madhusudanam sarva papa vinirmukto vishnulokam avapyanat. Any person who comes before the deity of Lord Shri Krishna and sings and chants different prayers, stote stavischa devagre, in front of the Supreme Lord, who yat stauti madhusudanam, only to Lord Shri Krishna, who is Madhusudan, then that person will be immediately be relieved from the reactions of sinful activities. Sarva papa vinirmukto. And not only that, Vishnu loka, and will enter into Vaikuntha. So therefore, we should always sing. We should memorize some prayers of our acharyas, some Vaishnava songs, and we should try to sing and offer it to our lordships. Next, Atha Naividyaswado. Naividya means, again, the remnants that is offered to Krishna, eatables. Aswado, tasting those remnants. And he's quoting from Padma Purana. Naivedyam annam tulsi vimrishatam visheshata pada jalena shiktam yosnati nityam purato murare prapnoti yajna yuta koti punyam. A person who honors the prasad and regularly eats it. Naivedyam annam, that annam which is mixed with what? Tulsi. Because when we offer to lordships, we add some tulsi leaves. So the prasadam will also have tulsi. Visheshta, especially padajalena, means the water that has washed the lotus feet, the charanamrita. Immediately can achieve the results of pious activities. Yosnati nityam purato murare prapnoti. Purato murare means, yes, you are honoring it, but not in front of the deities. So that means the curtains should be closed. Right? Yosnati, yo ashnati. Ashnati means he accepts the remnants daily, nityam, purato murare. Purato murare here refers to not in front of the deities. Prapnoti yagna yuta koti punyam. Then he will obtain what? He will attain the results of the pious activities which are obtained through 10,000 performance of sacrificial rites. Now, next is Atha Pada Sivado. So here is, previous was just the remnants. Now here is talking about drinking Charanamrita. Na danam na haviriyesham swadhayo na surarchanam tepi padodakam pitva prayanti paramam gatim. So this is, he's talking about nadanam, means not performing any kind of charity. A person who has never been able to give that charity, who has never been able to perform any havir, any great sacrifice, some fire sacrifice. Na swadhyayo, who has not even able to study the Vedas. Sucharacharam, not have been able to worship the Supreme Lord. In other words, he has done none of the pious activities, but still, paramam gatim, he will attain param gatim if padotakam pitva prayanti, if he simply drinks the charanamrit that has washed the lotus feet of the Supreme Lord. He will get this param gatam. Even if he has not performed charity, even if he has not performed any sacrifice, even if he has not done any swadhyaya in his life, even if he has not been able to worship the Supreme Lord. Sura Archanam. Sura means the demigods. Archana means to offer some prayers. He has not done any of the activities by which he can attain some piety. All these are what? These are karma khanda. You get some piety, but still that person will achieve param gatim if he drinks that charanamrit. So Prabhupada is writing that in the temple, it is the custom that the charanamrit be kept in a big pot. The devotees who come to visit and offer respect to the deities take 3 drops of charanamrit very submissively and feel themselves happy in transcendental bliss. So this is the importance of drinking charanamrita. Atha dhupa saurabhyam yatha hari bhakti shubhodaya. Now he's talking about 3 things. Dhupa. Dhupa refers to the incense. Or saurabhyam, the flowers that are being offered to the deities. When we smell the incense and we smell the flowers that have been offered to the deities, it's also a limb of devotional service. Agranam yadhadarir datta dhuposchittasya sarvatha tadbhava vyala dashtanam nasham karma vishapaham. So he's saying that in Hari Bhakti Shuddhodaya, there is a statement that when the devotees smell the good fragrance of incense which is offered to the deity, they must become cured of the poisonous effects of material contamination. How come? As much as one becomes cured by a snake bite by smelling the prescribed medicinal herbs. So here Prabhupada is writing that this is actually true, that there is a herb which is found in the jungles, which expert persons know how to use to revive the consciousness of one who is bitten by a snake. Simply by smelling that herb, one becomes immediately relieved of the poisonous effects of the snake bite. The same example is applicable that if a person comes to visit the temple and smells the incense that has been offered to the deity, he is cured at that time from all material contamination. And here Prabhupada is giving some extra thing for all of us, that whenever we should go and see the deities, we should not go empty-handed. We should take some fruit, some flowers, some incense. If we cannot offer anything in cash, then something must be offered. In India also, it's a system that all the ladies and gentlemen, when they come in the morning to visit the temple, they bring so many things. Even one morsel of rice, even one morsel of flour can be offered. But the point is that we must offer something. If we cannot offer cash, then something must be offered. So when a devotee comes and offers something to the deity in the morning, he's sure to smell the good fragrance that is there of the incense pervading in that temple area. Then he will at once become cleansed of all the poisonous effect of material existence. Then he's saying Malaya Saurabhyam, smelling the garland that has been offered by the aroma of garland that has been offered to the Supreme Lord. Pravishte nasika randhre harir nirmalaya saurabhe sadyo vilayamayati papa panjara bandhanam. Pravishte, as soon as it enters into the two nostrils, nasika randhere, what has been offered? What enters into the nasika? Harir nirmalya saurabhe, anything that has been offered to the Supreme Lord. If the smell of those enters into the nostrils, pravishte nasika randhere, enters into the nostrils of that devotee, then sadhyo means immediately, very quickly, vilam ayati, without any vilam, without any delay, papa panjara bandhanam, he is completely cleansed of immediately. The cage of sinful activities will wilt away, means it will become weak. Immediately, the cage of our sinful activities in which we are engaged, that engagement will always become weak. Vilayam ayati papa panjara bandhanam, and we will be freed from all kinds of engagements. There are several instances to this. Like, for example, is given the advancement of the four Kumaras. What this meant, just the tulsi leaves that were there on the lotus feet of Lord Narayana. They were impersonalists, but after smelling the remnants of flowers and incense in the temple, they turned to become a great devotees. One who has not washed off all the reactions of the sinful activities cannot become a pure devotee. A pure devotee has no more doubts about the supremacy of the Lord, and thus he always engages himself in Krishna consciousness. He quotes another example from Agastha Samhita. Agraham gandha pushpadir architasya tapodhana vishuddhi syadanantasya grahana shenadibiyate. A similar statement is found in Agastya Samhita. Just to purify the impurities of our nostrils, we should try to smell the remnants of flowers which have been offered to Krishna in the temple. So that means the experience of the aroma of the incense, of the flowers which are offered to the deities, can be considered to be the cause of a complete purification. Means our sense of smell that is there can be purified, can be made the best use of it when it will smell the things, the garland, the flowers, the incense that has been offered to the Supreme Lord. Very beautiful. Srila Sukadeva Goswami in the second canto also will be describing, especially those who are doing Bhakti Vaibhav with us, that what are the use of those eyes if those eyes are not used in the service to see the lordships. Those eyes are just like the plumes and the peacock feather. Those ears are just like the snake holes if those ears are not used in hearing the glorification of the Lord. Similarly, those nose is useless if that nose is not being used to smell the tulsi or the flowers or the incense that has been offered to Krishna. So the best use of all our organs is when we dovetail it into Krishna service. What is the use of those legs? Sukhdev Goswami says those legs are just like tree trunks. If those legs are not used in circumambulating the temples or doing some pradakshina or circumambulating the deities, they are just like tree trunks. So such harsh words have been used. The point is, similarly, the head is compared to be a heavy burden on our body if that head is not used to bow down before the lordships. 40th. Atha Shri Murte Sparshanam. So Atha Shri Murti Sparshanam. We should always try to touch the deities. Now, of course, this adhikar is not given to everybody. This adhikar is given only to those who are Brahman initiated. He is quoting from Vishnu Dharmatra. Sprishta Vishnur Adhishtanam Pavitra Shraddhayanvita Papa Bandher Vinurmukta Sarvan Kamama Papinat. Only an initiated person or a Vaishnava who is executing devotional service in Krishna consciousness has the right to touch the deity, the body of the deity. So the point is, Sprishta Vishnu, if somebody is Adhishtana, if somebody is able to go to that place where the deity is sitting or standing, means the sitting place of that deity in the Vishnu temple, then if he's properly initiated and he goes and he touches the body of that deity, Shraddhayanvita, with proper faith and conviction, with proper following the rules and regulations, then Papa Bandhir Vimuktara, he is immediately delivered from the contamination of material sins. And Sarvan Kamam Avapyunat, and all his desires will also be fulfilled without any delay. Here it is. Only one who is properly initiated, who is properly following the rules and regulations, can enter and touch the deity. Not everyone is allowed. And one who touches the body of the deity, following such regulative principles, is immediately delivered from the contamination of material sins, and all of his desires become fulfilled without any delay. 41. Atha Murshri Murter Darshanam Yatha Varahe, from the Varaha Puran. Now Srila Rupa Goswami is quoting another limb. Murti Darshanam means seeing the lordships. It's so important that one should also see the lordships. So in the Varaha Puran it is said, Vrindavane tu Govindam ye pashyanti vasundhare name yamapuram yanti yanti punya kritam gatim. So Lord Varaha is referring to Vasundhara, to his wife, that is Mother Earth. He is saying, my dear Vasundhara, any person who goes to Vrindavan and sees the deity of Govind Devji is free from the courthouse of Yamaraj. Yete Yamapuram yanti, yanti punya kritam gatim. He is first of all free from the courthouse of Yamaraj, and then he is allowed to enter into the highest planetary system in which he resides with the demigods. This means that even an ordinary person who goes to Vrindavan, maybe not out of devotion, but out of inquisitiveness, and by chance sees the temple, especially that of Govinda Devji, then even if he is not related to the spiritual kingdom, he is still assured promotion to the higher planetary system. This means that simply by visiting the temple of Govind Devji in Vrindavan, one becomes highly elevated in pious life. And here our Srila Rupa Goswami also mentions one of the verse in Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu, which has also been referred in Chaitanya Charitamrita by Srila Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami, where Srila Rupa, I'll not go with the verse in interest of time, I'll just explain the meaning, where Srila Rupa Goswami says that, oh friends, if somehow you are worldly attached, you have some material gains in your mind, then my folded hands, I request you that don't go where? Don't go to Keshi Ghat. Don't go to Keshi Ghat and see Lord Govinda. Because if you go to Keshi Ghat and you see the deity, you see the smiling face of Lord Govinda, who is standing in Tribhanga Lalita form, then somehow you will lose all your material gains. So if you have some material worldly thoughts or material friends, then please do not look at the smiling face of Lord Govinda. So this is our Srila Rupa Goswami also says. So this is what he's saying, that actually we should go to Keshi Ghat and see the smiling face of Lord Govinda, who is standing in Tribhanga form. Only then we will be liberated from the clutches of Maya. But in a very rhetorical way, he says that if you have some material thoughts, then please don't go. Don't go to that place, right? Yeah. Thank you, Anita Mataji, quoting this. Smeram Bhangi Traya Parichatanda Vistirna Dasham Vamshi Nastadhara Shilam Ujwalam Chandrak. Anyways. Okay, Aratika Darshanam. Now seeing Arati happening in the temple. If somebody is offering, some pujari is offering the Arati. We are ourselves not offering, but we are seeing somebody offering the Arati. That is also very, very auspicious. Kotayo Brahma Hatyanam Agama Yagama Kotaya Dahati Aloka Matrena Vishnu Saratrikam Mukham. Now he's saying, if someone sees the face of the Lord while Aarti is going on, he can be relieved of all sinful reactions coming from many, many thousands and millions of years past. He's been even excused from killing the Brahmana, quoting Kotayo Brahmana Hatyana. If somebody has done Brahma Hatya or any prohibited activities which are there in Agama and Yagama Shastras, if somebody has performed all those sinful activities of even killing of a Brahmana, he will be excused from all the sinful activities, provided he sees the face of the Lord while Arati is going on. So Prabhupada says, therefore, it is very important that we celebrate such ceremonies. Now Narsingha Chaturdashi is coming. So we should always take this as an opportunity to go to the temple, see the lordships, especially during the Arati time, participate in the program, in the functions. So all this will help us. The festivals should go. Utsava Darshanam Yatha Bhavishyatare. Now he's quoting, this is a sublim to it, that if we see the deities, Utsav deities, when they come out in some procession and we happen to see them. So not only the Lord in the temple, okay, this is the sublim. Main is the Artika Darshanam. During Aarti, if we see the Lord. But now it says Utsav Darshan, even the Utsav deities when they come out from the temple. In such ceremony, even if Chandala, a dog eater, Swapachatyaha, simply out of curiosity sees the Lord on the cart, he becomes counted as one of the associates of Vishnu. Here the word is used, Devata Nam Gana. So he's counted as one of the Gana of Devatas. But here Srila Jiva Goswami writes, it's actually not Devata Nam, but he literally becomes the Parshad, Parshadanam. He becomes the Parshad, the associate of the Lord Vishnu. So Adi. So here it says Artika Darshanam, Utsava Darshanam, Adi Shabdena means etc. Another sublim, Puja Darshanam. So now he's quoting from Agni Puran. Pujitam pujyamanam va yah pashyed bhaktito harim. Any person who in gladness, with so much of happiness, sees the worship of the deity in the temple, will obtain the results of Kriya Yoga, which have been described in the Pancharatra scriptures. So the point is that any individual will attain the perfected fruits of all the yogas, who out of joy, out of happiness, gazes upon the deity. And which deity? The deity which is being worshipped. The deity which is being worshipped or has been worshipped. If somebody sees, then they will attain the piety. They will attain the, what do you say? They will attain the perfected fruit of all the yogas. Yah va pashyad bhaktito hare. So there, I think so we end. The 42, till 42 we have covered, and we are exactly on time. But Srila Rupa Goswami won't stop because we have 64 of them. So till 42 he has covered in the 9th chapter. Now in the 10th chapter, he will be quoting the 43rd one, that is Shravanam. And in Shravanam also, there will be sublim, like Leela Shravanam, Nam Shravanam, or Guna Shravanam, form, the Rupa Shravanam. We have the sublims. So that we will discuss next Friday. Thank you all so much. Thank you all the devotees who have participated in quoting so many verses in the chat box. I'm so happy. Thank you so much. Yes, Rupal Mataji, please go ahead.
Hare Krishna Mataji, wonderful class Mataji. Mataji, Govind Dev ji's deity are in Rajasthan, right? Is that correct?
Yes, it's in Jaipur.
They moved to
is in Jaipur.
in Jaipur.
Yeah. Rajasthan Karoli is our Radha Madan Mohan ji, who were actually in Jaipur only, but later when the king got married his daughter, then the daughter actually insisted and she took Madan Mohan ji to Karoli. But otherwise, all these three deities were in Jaipur, and out of those three, two still are in Jaipur. Govind Dev ji and our Gopinath ji, they are in Jaipur because of this Aurangzeb. He threw so many atrocities on Vrindavan, and because of that, the deities have to be moved. But their replica is still there, which are non-different from them. They are still there in Vrindavan. So here Rupa Goswami says, don't go to Keshi Ghat and see Govind Dev ji.
Thank you, Mataji. Mataji, I'm trying to recall, was there any limb for going to Mangala Aarti? Or is there?
Not exactly Mangala Aarti, but it says about Aarti Darshan. Any Aarti, if we happen to get the opportunity to attend any Aarti, that is what being referred. Not specifically Mangala Aarti.
Thank you so much, Mataji. I'm learning a lot. Thank you so much.
We all are learning, Mataji. Yes, Sunil Prabhu, please go ahead.
Hare Krishna Mataji Tandat Pranam. Thank you so much for beautiful class as always. Mata, just a question. What if one has did so many sinful activities and is not ashamed because he did so many times and he is not even desiring to give up? Then what should he do?
So like in Hindi we say, to uska to Bhagwan hi malik hai. Right. So yeah. So if we really don't have, or we don't feel ashamed of committing all those sinful activities, and we know that knowingly we keep on committing again and again, then what can be done? Even Lord become helpless. And Lord cannot do anything. But still see the magnanimity of the Lord. Still the Lord comes as Paramatma in his heart also, and somehow try to guide him. But that soul, that Jivatma is so busy in performing that sense gratificatory activities that the Lord just keeps quiet and like Upadrishta and Anumanta keeps on giving Anumati. Okay, go ahead, enjoy, enjoy, enjoy. One day you will become frustrated. And the Lord waits for that devotee.
And if that one day will never come, then?
That day will come, Prabhu. Why not? The Lord is there. Paramatma is there. Maybe millions and trillions of lifetimes, but the day will definitely come.
Okay. Thank you so much, Mataji. And there was a shloka similar to this, Kamanidhi Khatitam. In that it is clearly mentioning. 1 minute. Yeah. I have not been ashamed to serve them, nor I have even desired to give them up. But later it said, Oh my Lord, O head of Yadu dynasty, recently, however, my intelligence has been awakened, and now I am giving them up. So how this happens? Intelligence awakened means
Brahmande pramite kona bhagyavana jiva Guru Krishna prasade bhakti lata bija. It happens only by the mercy of some pure devotee who will sow the seed of devotion in our heart. Only by the mercy. Like Srila Prabhupada used to say to all those hippies in the West, that when they will say, Prabhupada, we have not done anything by which we got this great fortune, that you are there with us and you are guiding us and you are trying to make us pure. And Prabhupada said, I have created that great fortune for you. So Brahmande Brahmite Kona Bhagyavan Jiva. That fortunate soul will get the association of pure devotee. And then that person will realize and will try to bring some transformation in his life. So that will happen only by the mercy of a pure devotee. There is no other way, there is no other way, there is no other way.
Yes, thank you so much, Mataji. And just
Either the
last
Lord
question.
himself has to come, or definitely the pure devotee, the blessings of the pure devotee.
Yes, thank you so much, Mataji. And just last question regarding the fortune. As I also heard many times that Srila Prabhupada, the spiritual masters, made this fortune. And in some lectures, there are also statements that it is because of a past life, Krita Punya Vashi. That, so what is true? How do we, yeah, how do I know?
Some agnat sukriti. It keeps accumulating. Madhurya Kadambini also, Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur quotes this, that bhakti is not dependent on anything. It is independent, right? It's purely by the mercy of the pure souls. But still, some prerequisites needed, and that prerequisite is the Ajnat Sukriti that we get. Like somehow we don't know the person is a devotee, and we help that devotee cross the road, or we help that devotee pick up some luggage. Such Ajnat Sukritis when we perform, they keep getting accumulated, and one day that fortune shows the result, and we get to associate with the pure devotee, and that brings the real transformation in our life.
Okay, so Mataji, so as you said, Srila Prabhupada said, I made your fortune. It means because that was because of Agyat Sukriti, right?
Like you can say it's both the ways. Sometimes it works with Agyat Sukriti, sometimes it works only by the mercy of a pure devotee. That if a pure devotee has desired, like our Nityananda Prabhu has desired that I will make Jagai and Madai as a pure Vaishnava, no matter what. I will make them into a pure Vaishnava. And he did it. So if some pure devotee desires that, no, I want to give mercy to such a person, no matter that person is being sinful for lifetimes, but still I want to give mercy, then even the Lord accepts it.
Okay, thank you so much, Mataji. Thank you so much.
Yes, Sindhu Mataji.
Hare Krishna Mataji, very, very, very beautiful class as usual. Please accept my humble obeisances. I think every time you take this class, it's rejuvenating, right? I mean, we remember all over it again, but it is never satisfying. Thank you so much for the class, Mataji. I just have one question. Is there any significant difference between stava and prayers?
No, there is no actually difference. But what Rupa Goswami brings out the difference is between the stava part, means those stavas which has already written by the previous acharyas, and we do the part, means we repeat those prayers as it is. And next is Vignapati, when we offer our heartfelt prayers. That's the only difference. But stava refers to those prayers, those verses, those glorification which are mentioned in the scriptures or written by the previous acharyas.
Okay. So if we think of the Kunti Maharani's prayers, Rasuras, all those are prayers, right? It's not called stava.
No, they are not stava, but it comes under stava part only. Because they have already been recited and offered by somebody. And we are simply repeating. We are not composing our own prayers.
Got it, Mataji. Thank you.
Got it?
Yes.
Yeah. So stava part comes under, and means that it comes under that category because it has already been offered by somebody, and we are simply repeating it. Like if we repeat the prayers of Bhishma Dev, or we repeat the prayers of Kunti Maharani, so we are simply repeating, or we are singing any Vaishnava bhajan written by Shri Narottam Das Thakur, Lochan Das Thakur, or Bhaktivinoda Thakur. We are simply repeating it. We are not composing our own. So it comes under the category of stava part only.
Thank you, Mataji. Very beautiful class. Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Yes, Sudhakar Prabhu.
Hare Krishna Mataji, Dhanutana. Again, one more beautiful class for explaining all these 64 limbs. I have a couple of questions, Mataji, for my understanding. Regarding this last four, which is mainly related to the smelling of the deities, touching the deities, seeing the deities, are we referring to the deities in the temple only, right? Not in the house, correct?
Yeah, specifically Prabhupada mentions in the temple. Because there
Correct.
we have the deities who are prana pratishthit.
Yeah, sometime I think earlier also you tried to clarify, but I just want to reconfirm that. And
Yes,
one more,
yes.
Mataji, I couldn't understand. I think in 37, the partaking of prasada, eating prasada, should not eat. The sitting in the front of the deity, it was mentioned, right? I could not understand. Is there any specific reason or any? If you suppose by mistakenly, unknowingly, you have taken, is it a big aparadha?
No, it's not exactly an aparad, but here, he's quoting from Padma Puran, that in Padma Puran it is mentioned, Yo Ashnati Nityam Purato Murare. But one who honors this prasad and eats regularly, definitely not in front of the deity. So, again, it is not an aparad, like in the temple it is there, that in temple we don't eat in front of the deities. But at home, sometimes even if it's not possible to do the curtain, it's still okay. But in the temple, it is strictly prohibited that one should not eat in front of the deity. So naturally, you must have seen that Prasadam hall is different from the temple hall.
Yeah, that I've seen only some ISKCON temples, but most of the temples, they never say, even for example, I'm just trying to understand, not questioning it. Like nobody has said that you cannot eat in front of the deity, like in small temples when you visit, they offer prasadam and people sit there and offer, eat there. I'm just talking about
Practical, I don't want to say anything, Prabhuji, because again, it will be from my mental speculation. But practically what I have heard that why, because of some practical reasons, why in the temple it is not allowed, because of the cleaning process. When you eat, some grains do fell, and that will
they should not
unnecessarily
be touched by
invite
other
lot
devotees.
of insects, like lot of flies. So just to maintain that cleanliness, it is for the practical reasons it is recommended that one should not eat exactly in front of the deity, though that should not be honored.
Yeah, okay. I think makes sense. At least I'm just trying to understand because
As
nobody has
such,
told
any
any
scriptural
other
reason,
temples.
I cannot comment on the scriptural reason that why it is said. But here he's quoting just from Padma Puran, Yo Ashnati Nityam Purato Murare.
Yeah, one more question, Mataji. Actually, it's not directly related to this one, but it is indirectly related. It is something bothering me in my mind. Like actually, I was told, my mother has passed away recently. Then that Pujari or home priest was saying you should not perform any aratis or anything in the temple or anywhere, or you are not eligible to do that worship in the temple or take arati also in the temple for 1 year. So I'm not really sure understanding from why it was mentioned. Do you know anything why they mention, why they say that,
So
for 1 year
yes,
you should not.
actually in Karma Kanda, it is said that when somebody passes away or when some birth happens, so Sutak and Patak, in those 13, 14 days, we should not worship. But
Yeah,
that
13,
falls
14
under
days.
Karma Kanda activity. Okay. So if we are still into that Karma Kanda activity, then we can follow the rules. But if we think ourselves to be the devotee of Lord Shri Krishna, and we think that we have already enrolled in that Bhakti Yoga process, then there is no need to follow this, because in Karma Kanda, why it is said not to worship? Because at that time, the situation of the person is not such that he can worship the deities or he can light a lamp in the deities, because they are into that lamenting stage, right? But a devotee, for them, there is no lamentation, because for the devotee, death is nothing but a union with the Lord. They see it as a positive sign that yes, now this Jivatma will get an opportunity to serve the Supreme Lord. So there is no point of lamenting, because death is anyways inevitable. So therefore, in our Sampradaya also, you must have seen that disappearances days are celebrated more than the appearance days. Because disappearance days we see is as the Jivatma or that pure soul has got an opportunity to serve the Paramatma or the Supreme Lord. So in that case, it is a day of celebration. So there is no need. And secondly, in our Bhakti Yoga process also, it has been recommended that in Karma Kanda, they say that certain days, you should not do. But in Bhakti Yoga, it's just the opposite. Because those are the times when you really need support of the Supreme Lord. So in those days, you should increase your service. Because that's going to give you a lot of peace and satisfaction in your heart when you serve the Supreme Lord. And another reason is that in those days when we don't eat, if we don't stop eating, because we normally eat, right? Even if somebody passes away that very day, the prasadam is served, the food is served. So we don't, stop ourselves in eating and or in drinking something. Why we should make our lordship starve by not offering food to them? So please offer those services. There is no harm and it should be done. The Lord should not be avoided at any cost. Imagine if instead of Lord, there is your child. And what will you do? You'll ignore the child? No, you will not ignore the child. No matter if death has happened or whatever has happened, you will not ignore the child. You'll still feed the child. You'll still bathe the child.
Yeah.
So the Lord in our home is like a child. Our Acharya says that you should be dependent on the Lord as if nothing is on your hand. We should always be dependent upon the Lord. But when it comes to service, then we should serve in such a way that Lord is dependent on us. If I don't serve, he'll become a homeless beggar. If I don't feed, he will starve. So while serving, we should have this mentality that Lord is dependent on me. But when it comes to other ways, then we should think that actually I'm dependent upon the Lord. That's how we should treat.
So we can say Aarti, we can, like for example,
Anything,
performing Aarti.
everything we should do. We should light a lamp, we should offer Aarati. We should be grateful to Lord in every circumstances, no matter what.
Okay, thank you, Mataji. Yeah.
Hare Krishna Mataji, please accept my humble
Hare Krishna,
obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Yeah, Mataji, I have one question, just curiosity. When we do the Aarti, so from lotus feet we do 4 times, and in the middle part 2 times, and
3
the
times.
face 3 times and 7 times. So what is the meaning for that thing, that 4 times, 2 times, 3
It's
times?
just mentioned. This is just the process that is
Focus.
mentioned in the Padma Purana.
Yeah. But is there any reason that why we should do 4 times here, 2 times here,
I
3
don't
times
know.
here?
If there are
Because in
reasons, I am
Shastra,
not.
Hari Parshad Prabhu told in one class, right? That 4 times, 2 times, 3 times, and 7.
Because that
I do,
verse is
but I
mentioned.
want to know why.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That verse is mentioned in the Padma Puran because it's a Pancharatrika Vidhi, right? So as per Pancharatrika Vidhi, it is mentioned that you should offer it 4 times at the lotus feet, 2 times at the waist, 3 times on the lotus face, and then 7 times to the whole body. But exactly why this number is there, I'm not aware of it.
That's why I was thinking so many times.
Again,
I
it
know
falls
that
under
we can do
Pancharatrika.
focus, but why 2
But
times?
why
3
exactly
times, 7
that
times?
number?
Yeah, right.
So, but as per Bhagavad Vidhi, it is even if you do more than 7 times, it's okay.
No, yeah. Thank you, Mataji. Love you. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Mataji. One quick question. I read that you can touch the deity if you are Vaishnava level initiated. So it doesn't say today in today's reading, it does not say Brahmana level initiated. It says properly
So,
initiated.
So that refers to this only.
So
means Brahman initiated. Means you should have an adhikar to go on the altar and touch the deities. Not everyone is allowed, Mataji.
but it mentioned Vaishnava initiated in the statement.
So
Exactly.
Vaishnava initiated. The real initiation is when you get a mantra diksha. Srila Prabhupada has made it as a first initiation and the second initiation, but the real initiation is when you get the mantra from the spiritual master.
Right.
And that happens in the second initiation, the Gayatri mantras.
And Mataji, I wanted to ask you, like, how did the flower, like smelling the flower started? you take the flower, you give it to Prabhupada, and then everyone smells. So I wanted to know the history, like how it started, or it is also documented somewhere in the Puranas.
Yeah, it is also the Pancharatrika Vidhi only that you offer certain items like Dhoop, Deep, then Argya means the water, then the cloth, and then the flower, then the Chavara, and then the fan. But then any article that is offered, like incense, it is offered, then you get to smell that incense because the fragrance smell in the entire temple. Then Deepa, after Prabhupada, you get an opportunity to take that Deepa, and then after that, Argya, the water is sprinkled on your head. Then the flower. So everything you get the remnants of everything. This way, the flower smelling also is very important. When you smell something that has been offered to Krishna, whether it's flower or it's tulsi leaves or it is incense or it's oil, Narsimha oil, right? After Narsimha Aarti, you get that Narsimha oil, that fragrance. That is also.
Yeah, I really like that all. Yeah, they put. Thank you.
Thank you. Yes, Sanita Ramya Mataji.
Hare Ji, what a wonderful class. It was so nectar, Mataji. And I like the way you narrated. That's a thing which I always enjoy in your class, Mataji. You just keep on smiling and you just narrate and you relations there, take the class. So thank you so much for that. And I had this question of the soul passing away, right? We don't. Yeah, it said that we should not light the house or means like should not do any devotion practice at that point of time. But even when we go and say the people in general, they say no, you should not do all these things because for me myself also I experienced the same like 3 years before when there was some incident happened. But it is said that we should keep the light because the soul on the very day it's there in that surroundings, so it will get benefited. The soul will get benefited. Means I'm saying for non-devotees, means like in general. So this is what I read in what is it? Garuda Puran. So is that right, Mataji?
Lighting should be there. The point is why people say that don't worship the Supreme Lord is because of the mental status. If a mental status is not good, then it becomes more aparad that you worship with a heavy heart, blaming the Lord. If that kind of situation should not be there. Now, coming to your point where the parents insist or the relatives insist, in that case, unnecessary getting in an argument, it's better if you are really strong onto your standards and if everyone supports you, then there is no harm. Then you can say that no matter whatever you say, I'll follow my standard, and my standard is that I will not let my deities go without worship. Means I have to worship them and I have to feed them. But if sometimes when you are all by yourself and you are not being supported by the family and there is a great pressure from the family, and then instead of falling into any kind of argument, in your heart, you can offer some manasa seva, and then you can give your deities to somebody who can serve during those days. And at the same time, you can do manasa seva. But don't get into any kind of argument, because getting into the argument with our friends, with relatives, especially with our parents and laws, no unnecessary why to let their spiritual life go down, because unnecessary they will say some wrong words to ISKCON or to the society or to your rules or to your standard. And they will say something negative, then unnecessary their spiritual life will be doomed further. So we don't want to create any problem for others. So in that case, you can offer manasa seva, and at the same time, you can give your deities to someone who can worship.
Yeah, okay, Mataji. And we can read this Bhagavad Gita chapters itself, right?
You can do all devotional service. You can read Srimad Bhagavatam, you can read Bhagavad Gita. For the departed soul. Yes, of course, you can chant few mantras.
So if you cannot, I just want to clarify, Mataji. If you cannot keep the diya that day, but we can recite all these chapters.
Of course, you should. Actually, this
for the
should
benefit
be
of the
done.
soul.
Yes, even diya should be lighted. But the point is, if somebody is into deep karma kanda thought process, then unnecessary, why to create any conflicts? So we can avoid it. You can do Mansi Seva, and at the same time, you can study and offer these books. Like you can study anything. Like you can offer Geet Govindam, or you can offer the songs of the gopis for the departed. So we can offer Radha
Bhishma Dev
Kripakara,
prayers.
Bhishma Dev prayers, Kunti Maharani prayers. You can
Yeah, thank you,
offer them.
Mataji. And my
Dedicate the
second
chapter
question
of
is,
Bhagavad Gita.
yeah. What are the
Maybe
specific
the
chapters,
chapter
Mataji?
of
2, 8,
Bhagavad Gita
15?
is, huh?
Specific chapters are there, right? 2, 8,
No,
and
that's what I
15.
was about to say. Any chapter, like all the chapters can be offered to the forefathers, to the departed souls.
Okay.
Because Bhagavad Gita is like, yeah, somebody says second chapter, 8th chapter, but all the chapters are equally important, and they are the Vani, they are the song of the God, the Supreme Lord Himself is saying. So you can offer all the chapters. Means one day you can recite one, another day you can recite chapter 2. All the 18 days you can recite all the 18 chapters and dedicate it to the departed soul. I know.
Yeah. Okay. And Mataji, my second question is like here in while we were reciting this Nectar of Devotion, we saw that smelling the tulsi will what is it? Will make one to get pious activities, which is equivalent to 10,000 sacrificial activities. I think it was written like that. So, smelling the tulsi, it gives only pious activities, Mataji, not devotion. So, devotion to the Lord. That's
Of
what
course
I
it
was.
gives. It gives devotion only. That's what it said, right?
But pious and devotional activity is different, right, Mataji?
Which one you are talking about? Let me open this screen.
We were saying the example of Kumaras.
Yeah, 4 Kumaras. Danyabodhipa, Valasamai. Stavapat.
Smelling the paraffin.
Atha dhupa saurabhyam. Incense that is offered. When the devotees smell the good fortune of the incense, it becomes cured as the poisonous effects. Malya sorpyam. Okay, in this, okay. In the Tantra Shastra, if the smell of the garland which was offered to the deity in the temple enters into the person's nostrils, pravishta nasika randare, immediately his bondage to sinful activities becomes cleared. Papa Panjara Bandhanam. And even if one has no sinful activities, if somebody doesn't have any sinful activities, one may say, well, I'm a pure karma kanda person, karma yogi person, and have no sinful activities. Then they are saying that such a person, still by smelling such remnants of flowers, one can advance from an impersonalist to a devotee. And the example is given of the 4 Kumaras. Because the 4 Kumaras, they will say, well, what's the use for us to smell the tulsi? We don't have any sinful activities. Then it says that even if somebody doesn't have the sinful activities, still from the impersonal stage, they will become a devotee. And the example is being given of the 4 Kumaras. There is no talking about piety and other material benefits.
Mataji, there was I think before this, it came about Tulsi, Mataji. So Tulsi, smelling of Tulsi is will give you pious activities. So, but what my understanding is from now, what you said, so even smelling the Tulsi, even if it gives the pious, it first eradicates the sinful activities. Then maybe we will get pious activities, and from there we will get the devotion service to the Lord. So that's what my understanding,
See,
Mataji.
smelling tulsi is something devotional.
Yeah, okay.
Where it is.
Somewhere it came.
This is the smell of the garment. Agastya Samitam.
I think, Mataji, is it like in that way that Radha Krishna Pranamura Mukhya Tulasi, one of the book is like that? And you talk, I don't know.
No, but she's saying that there was a statement where it says that smelling Tulsi will give you the pious results. There I'm
Oh,
trying to find
okay.
where it is. It's drinking Charanamrita.
Yeah, here, Mataji. I think here. Yeah, here. Partaking of prasad.
There's a
Here it
specific
says maybe
statement,
we
a
can
person who
achieve the
offers a
results of
prasad.
pious.
Along with Charanamrita, mixed with Tulsi, seeds of the Tulsi, immediately get results of achieve of pious results, which can be obtained through 10,000 performance of sacrificial rites. So this is a Padma Purana, it is being mentioned, not smelling the Tulsi, but taking prasada, which is mixed with Tulsi Vimrishan, mixed with Tulsi leaves. It's talking about
it says
prasada.
achieves. Okay, so what is
The results of
meaning
the
of
pious
this,
activities. Means if you perform those pious activities by performing 10,000 performances of sacrificial rites, if somebody performs 10,000 Ashwamedha Yagya or any other Yagya, any sacrificial rites that somebody performs, so the piety that one gets after performing, that piety one can immediately achieve when one honors the prasadam when mixed with tulsi, seeds of the tulsi tree.
Yeah. So, and the same time, he will get even the devotion.
Of course, we will get the devotion too.
That's what I was
Prasadam
saying.
creates miracles. Prabhupada says it's because of the prasadam only that he was able to transform the lives of so many people.
Yeah, Mataji. The bullet prasadam. Hare Krishna. Okay, thank you, Mataji. And also, while offering the lamps, means like we are offering arati to the Lord, right? So that time, I don't have the counts and all. I just keep on offering. So that's it. So is that okay, Mataji, to offer like that? Because I don't see like 4, 3, 2, 4, 2, 3. So, but I just show
It's
it
good
to
to
the
be
Lord.
conscious. It's good to be conscious when you offer like this, when you offer it in a proper way. But again, it's a Pancharatrika Vidhi. When we get this in the temple, then, we have certain mantras also. We have to chant a certain mantra, and then only we can offer a particular article, whether it's Dhoop, Deep. And before that, we have a purificatory process through Nyasa mantras, right? When we purify all the articles, and then we offer it to the Lord, and we chant the mantras also. Now, this is all the Pancharatrika Vidhi. But there is a Bhagavat Vidhi where you can just chant Hare Krishna Maha Mantra, and then you can offer all the articles to the home deities.
Okay.
So whenever you offer, try to be conscious. At the same time, try to sing, if not any prayer of not any like Samsara Dava or some other prayers, but at least Hare Krishna Maha Mantra.
Yeah,
Be
yeah,
conscious
Mataji,
of what you do. Yeah, be conscious of what you do.
Okay.
Just
Yeah, while
don't do it
doing Arati,
mechanically.
that counting I miss. So either concentration is there or in this
That's
Arati.
okay. If 4 ka 5 ho jayega, so it's not a big aparat.
Okay. Okay, Mataji. Thank you. Hare Krishna.
Okay, dear devotees, so we can end up here. Thank you all so much. Thank you for your assistance. We'll stop here. Vancha kalpatarubhyascha
Kripa sindhubhya eva cha
patitanam
patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namah.
Ananta
Koti Vaishnavrinda ki jai, Prabhupada ki jai, ki jai. Har Grace Kirtida Sundari Devdasi Mataji ki jai.
Thank you,
Hare Krishna
Mataji.
Mataji,
Koti
Dhanavad
Koti
Prabhupada.
Dandavat.
Hare Krishna, Hari Bol.
Thank you,
Thank you, Mataji.
Mataji.
Please bless all of us.
Ending the call.
Yes.